Excited.
Good. Okay, because I've got the juiciest transmission to share today. Like anybody that's missing this truly wants to keep going with their hard life, and they can. But what I have to share today is like literally I changed everything last night
Wow.
at midnight.
Wow.
That's how it happens. It hits you in the shower. It hits you while you're on the road and you can't take notes. It hits you, right? It always hits you. So I'm lying there in bed and I'm like, oh my God, this is the direction. So I'm like really excited. We're going to move through a lot today, but not a lot as in volume. We're gonna just move through and I'm gonna follow this current because I'm all teaching you how to do that. And I'm gonna show you when we do that. See, yesterday I was doing the slides. And I'm like, I'm so done with slides. Like, and I could feel there's a part of me that's like, that's because you are done with slides. That's the old warrior, Natalie. That structure, planning. And that's why that part yesterday, I was kind of like, ugh. And then I lit up right towards the,
Mhm.
because I was like flowing and allowing source to move through me and then expressing that, which is really powerful. And so today, what I have to share is truly really, really cool. So, like I shared yesterday, we spoke about the warrior, right? Her strength, her grit, but also her heart, and how the very qualities that built her success, well, what worked before doesn't work anymore. But I want you to picture this: a seed, we were born, right? And we're this seed. And we're born in this darkness. A lot of us were forged in fire. There was a lot of shit that happened. So I want you to picture that seed. It's in the darkness, it's in the dirt, and it needs force to push through the dirt to rise to the surface. So, all of you, your strength, your warrior energy was not for nothing. Okay? I need you to understand that because what's about to happen next, this is why I want to literally rise the warrior women because you need to have strength to move to what's next. Okay? All right. So now picture like we see on the ground, let's say, like there's the cement, and then we see this green pop out.
Mhm.
That's where you all are. The green has popped out now. Now it's a matter of recognizing that you're no longer in the underworld. You're no longer in the dirt. You don't need to push force. Now, what requires that green to turn into a flower requires you to move with life, to flow now. You've already done the hard work. And then we go from force, which is necessary, to now majesty energy. And the majesty energy is not the queens out there. I'm sorry. True majesty energy is the current woman. The current woman is always following the current, which is the true intelligence of life. Therefore, she's always current on top of it. And she flows with the current. And that is the majesty energy. It is the flower blooming out of, and we're like, how the heck did that flower come out of that? These are the warrior women. I need you to feel me on that. If you desire it to be. But what worked before cannot work anymore do understand that because you've already moved out of it. That's the evolution. People are not seeing it. We've already moved through the underworld. Are you ready to claim the flow that is now next? You can't have one without the other. So everything's perfect. You never fucked up. You never did anything wrong. It was all perfection. But now, are you going to claim this next evolution, this next phase? This is where life is guiding us. So we're entering the era of the current woman, the woman who trusts the power behind her, right? More than the plan ahead of her. Like the systems we were trained in, the strategy, the effort, the control, what we were born into, the trauma, the karma, all of that stuff, we needed force to move through that. But life has now evolved. You have evolved. It's time to stop being seekers. Do you understand that? It's time to stop healing. You're not in there anymore. It's this consciousness we have evolved to. What used to get us results now is going to create resistance. Why? Because life is like, I need to share with you. You're not in that same phase. You were forged in fire, yes. You have strength beyond, yes. But you're still acting like you're underground. You're not. You're the green now. You're out. But are you ready to become the flower and become attractive as fuck? Magnetic as fuck, full of vitality, beauty. And the flower doesn't have to try to get attention. We'll notice the flower more than the weeds, will we not? There's a reason why. So the wave changed direction. That's the evolution. All the women ancestors had to be warriors. It was part of the plan. But now it's changed direction, and most people are still paddling upstream, are still they're acting like they're still in the underworld. You're not. You're not in the dirt. And some will drown in this new wave, but some will surf it like the majesties that they are. And they're going to surf this current and become the current woman. So the difference is who's willing to let go of force and ride and trust the current. And also, I have something very revolutionary to share today. Oh, sorry, I'm going to just mute. I just want to, because there's okay. And then there's something, because I was hearing a background noise, sorry. And then I have something very cool and revolutionary to share today. And it's something that my clients have been raving about. And it all happened by accident. Well, by design. Life revealed it through me. But first, before we go through that, we're going to dive into the Harmonize with Life method. And if you all can just be present with what I'm sharing. It took me almost 50 years. 10 years of the deepest dives. Over $700,000. Studying with the best around the world. What you have your hands on, please. Don't take it for granted. You get what you give. You give your attention. Oh, you receive. You give 10% to this, you receive 10%. But it's you. You get to give. You decide what you're going to give to. You give to the old life, you get the old life. You give to something new, you get something new. All right? So if I can just get your attention, please. Because, oh my goodness, your soul brought you here for a reason. And most people are going to be watching this replay. And also, I want to say, we're going to have another integration on Saturday because there's a lot of people that have been messaging me and wanting to be here, but they can't because it's during the week and it's during the, I get it. So we're going to do an integration on Saturday. So an hour earlier than today. So around 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do first is that I am going to draw an image here because I want to share with you what is the point of life. I'm going to bring you way up the mountain here. What's the point of life? What's the point of the forcing and the pushing? And what is the point of it all? We often ask ourselves that question, right? And the point of life is not to find the love of your life, by the way. It is not to serve the world and make lots of money. It is not to it is not to have the fit body. It is not to have all these are the things that people do to try to be the flower instead of just being the flower. Okay? And when you return to your authenticity, you're just the flower. And so you attract love. You're not trying to chase love. You attract opportunities. You're not chasing it. What does your mind know what opportunity is yours? Life doesn't. Your mind doesn't know. So you're letting your mind chase and decide and go after and make things happen. What does it know? So I want to share this right here. It's going to be okay. And don't make fun of my drawings, but there's just something when I draw that allows the transmission to really move through and really lands with you. But yes, just bear with me with the drawing part because I mean, come on, drawing on a computer, that's just like I have a hard time drawing just like so I'm going to share the screen here. Screen. Let me see, let me know if you see all of this. You see it? All right, so we're gonna do so first off, you have a mind, correct? All right, we're aware of that. Okay. Most of the world, 85%, don't even know that. Okay. So I'm just saying, because they think they are their minds. So when you see that you have a mind, that means you're not the mind, because if you were the mind, you wouldn't even see it because you'd be one with it. So you can see you have a mind. So you're already way more aware. Then you have a body. But the body we're going to talk about is the nervous system. Okay? So the body and the nervous system. So we all know we have a body, right? And we all know we have a nervous system. We feel things in this body. Anybody that's connected to their body. And now a lot of people out there are actually disconnected from their body and they don't feel anything in their body. Believe it or not. The 85% completely disconnected. And then we have your soul, your spirit, your higher self. Okay? Now, psychology will focus on the fact that you have a mind and keep like therapying the freaking mind over and over again. And ignore that you have a soul. And then there's the healers that focus a lot on, mind and body. So they do all this healing. And then there's like mindset, right? The mind and the higher self. Go after the goal. Higher self, higher self, higher self. But I need you to understand that the point to life is that the majority of the world, their mind is on one side, the body and nervous system's on the other side, and the soul is trying to bring it all back together. Wholeness means to truly understand and do the work to bring your mind, soul, and body back together again. And then you become the current woman. You're whole. You're authentic. Okay? So in order for that to happen, though, the first step, and we're going to just, some people go from mind to soul and they do mindset first. Some, they start with the healing. So we're just going to go from healing and just, so what happens is most of society, oh, if we can not touch the screen, don't touch the screen because it's going to, oh, yeah, because I see everybody doing the screen. Because then it's like, why is this square there? Okay, thank you. No, try not to touch the screen. All right. So what happens is the first step is to bring the mind and the body together again. Because most people, they're in their stories. They're in their stories. They're in their beliefs. They're in the mind is over here. Oh, it's because my life is like this because of da 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 da. And they have all these stories, and it's completely disconnected from their nervous system, from their body. And so the first step of healing, if you will, is just reconnecting the mind to the nervous system, the body. So that's like the first step. And then that's the first stage, if you will. And once that happens, then your mind is working in service to the body, meaning, okay, I'm in the story right now. Wait, what's going on in my body? Oh my God, it's trying to communicate something with me. Okay? So the mind starts to work for the body. Like Einstein says, we've created a world that honors the mind and has forgotten the gift is the soul, but the body and nervous system is the expression of the soul. Okay? But the first step is that the body doesn't trust you, by the way. You guys have abandoned your body for so long. So your nervous system is like this. Your jaw is like tight. Your shoulders right now are probably tight. Your back's probably tight. Your tongue is probably all the way to the top. Okay? That's proof that your nervous system doesn't even trust you because you're in your mind more than you're in your nervous system. So the first stage is that your mind works with your body, reconnects to your body. There's a lot of intelligence in the body, but most people will never connect to it because the body is too tense. So it won't even let you connect to the intelligence in the body. Okay? So that's the first stage. The second stage, a lot of people call like mindset. That's like the second stage. And some people they make this the first stage and this the second. Doesn't matter. Whatever. I'm just kind of sharing. So the first stage, I'm just going to like shut my phone here. So the second stage is your mind accepting the fact that you have a very brilliant side. Okay? You have a soul. Your mind and your human is like 0.00001 of who you really are. So the mind, you will get drops of wisdom, intelligence, and your mind, what does it do? Nah, I can't say that. I don't trust that. And so the second phase is to get the mind to acknowledge that you're not just the mind and human, that you're actually way more than that. So traditional psychology doesn't take this into account. So when it looks at you, it just sees your paradigms and your patterns and your problems and your mind that made up stories. Mental health, poor mental health just means that your mind's completely disconnected from your body and your soul. That's it. Can we stop fucking complicating this shit? That's all it is. And the body that is in health problems is completely disconnected from the mind and the soul. It's full of health issues. So let's not complicate that either. And so the second phase is to connect the mind to the soul. That the mind's like, holy shit, that did come through me. Thank you. Thank you, higher self. Thank you. Thank yourself. Some of you are thanking God, thanking something outside of you. Why not yourself? Why can't you thank yourself? Why can't you thank your higher self? Because religion has taught you don't. Obey it. Okay? So I'm not going to go into detail about that, but that needs to that needs to happen. Then the soul and the body. Here's the thing. When your body trusts you, when your body trusts you, now the soul can express the intelligence through the body. So now you're like a trinity. So you're the current woman now. You're at the edge of what people will be like, how do you know that, Natalie? I'm like, let me just draw you a picture here. And how about you follow the truth that's inside your body that I'm activating you to remember? Because this will never know. But there's something in your body that's like, well, yeah, of course, it's this simple. It's never been more complicated than this. But we have a system that benefits from you, right? From being your mind separated from your body and your soul. It benefits you from your body being separate from your mind and your soul. And that you don't know that you have a soul and intelligent, that you don't need the system. Okay. So this, when this happens, you are now the current woman. You are flowing with the current of life. And when you flow with the current of life, I feel things in the now, and life is bumping up and I feel it. I don't ignore it. It's in the now and I move through it into the now. The intelligence is in the now. And then I express the now. I'm fucking current. Am I not? It's really that simple. Can we keep that really simple? Who wants that? I don't know. There's not a woman on this planet that doesn't want to be the current woman. I want to be on the cusping edge. I want to friggin' see. I want to bump it like it's hot. I don't want, I don't have problems, not because there's no challenges, but because I don't mind what happens next. And I'm attractive as fuck. It doesn't matter where I go. I attract everyone and everything to me that are in alignment with this, and I repel those that are not. Thank friggin' God. It's about time, because I used to be the reverse, have to carry all of them so that I could fit and feel like I belong. Great. I'm freaking done with, are we done living like that? All right. So here's the cool part, because some of you will be, well, okay, so how do we do this? How do we get here? Harmonize with life. Isn't that? Now I'm going to share with you Harmonize with Life. And you're about to see Harmonize with Life is not complicated. You don't need mindset and manifestation and healing and the 12 healing designations that Natalie doesn't even freaking use. But it was all part of the greater plan because I had to see the humor, the cosmic joke behind all of this. I had to experience it in order to share truly this. And notice how there's not tons of people that are all over this, because most are going to keep chasing and not know that they're just being fooled by a system. Okay? So, but not you, not any of you. And anybody that's watching the replay, same with all of you. Okay. So we're going to stop this. So now we're going to share the Harmonize with Life, because this is what took me almost 50 years. And obviously what I just sketched there, the whole point of life is that life wants you to return home to your authenticity, Because with all of the pushing and effort and forcing that you had to do as part of the plan, you're now stuck in it. So life is bumping up against that to help you remember your authenticity, who you really are, to bring your mind, body, and soul back together again so that you can be connected to the intelligence, the current of life, and become the current woman. This is like, when I felt it, I didn't read this in a book, I felt it. And it moved through me. And I fell to my knees because I was just like, my whole life, I felt like life was against me. And then I discovered, oh my God, I just didn't know what unconditional love was. I was never taught I was only taught conditional love. So of course I missed it. But life was guiding me this whole time. And so when I connected to it and I'm like, oh my God, this whole time, I couldn't see it. And then I felt it and then allowed that to express through me and then refined it in a way where it becomes very simple to communicate it with the world. You all have this genius in you. I am here to help awaken all of you. You didn't become warriors. You didn't front load your karma. You didn't move through all the things that you've moved through just to get this far. Neither did Natalie. It was for a calling, a mission, something greater than the old Natalie could even understand. And that's the power that's moving through me now. And that's what I want for every woman that is ready to drop oh my God, my love life. Oh my God, my body. Oh my God, my money. Like once you're done with that, oh, oh, then you fall here and you're like, yeah, I'm so glad that that's not my life anymore. And that's why I can't even call it a queen energy. It's majesty. Because you're one with the most powerful source of this planet. That's just, it'll take your breath away. Truly. So what I want to share with you, I did do little pictures. So I follow, and I'm like, I don't want to draw this because this is like, I really want them to see. So today's all about from the warrior to the current woman. So the shift from force to majesty. And I just want to do a shout out to Elise for creating this magnificent drawing. This is her experience in our container. And she drew this, and it's where all these women, powerful women, warrior women, and we come together and we drop our swords, we drop our armor, and we begin to support each other, and we become the current woman. And it's just absolutely like what she drew here. A lot of this transmission, she has this power of feeling your soul, and the drawings, there's a transmission that moves through her drawings. And every time I look at this, there's so much more that comes through. So just shout out to this beautiful, amazing woman that is connected to her genius and is like sharing it with the world. And so, yes, absolutely wanted to give you a shout out here. So before we go further, from the warrior to the current woman, the shift from force, which was part of the plan, remember? Force to move through the dirt. But now it's a shift to majesty. And it's a movement of women who trust the power behind them more than the plan in front of them. She doesn't chase alignment or codes. She's not a seeker anymore. She is alignment. She is the code. Her strength no longer fights or fixes, right? She's now the conduit. Life moves through her like a conduit. She's life consciousness, not self conscious, not, oh, My love, life, my this. That's self conscious. She's life conscious. She's guided. She's attuned and moved by the same current that turns tides, grows trees and beautiful flowers, and writes destinies. She's in love, money, health, and work. She doesn't manage any energy anymore. Can you understand that? She's not managing that energy anymore. She is now magnetizing it. She's no longer the She's no longer manifesting. She's out there like being masculine, trying to chase. She's now she's manifested now. There's a big difference of being manifested. She magnetizes, she attracts. Life moves through her, both receiver and transmitter of life's intelligence. And she moves into action. Of course she does. She was a warrior. That's nothing for her. But what's different for her is to be led and to move into action and be led by her own power, her own intelligence, connected to life. And this is what it means to harmonize with life. All right, so let's talk about this now. Feedback loop. We're going to make this really simple. You have a relationship with everything in life. Picture the mirror. That's life, and that's you. Whoops. Can you guys see my little cursor? Okay, cool. So that's you. That's life. Yeah, smile in the mirror. Life reflects what? A smile. Okay? So you have a relationship. So if you can picture this infinity symbol, you're always giving an energy. And by the way, 5% of the energy you're giving out is conscious, and 95% you're unconscious. So like Carl Jung says, until the unconscious becomes conscious, it will rule your life and you'll call it fate. So here's the cool thing. Life is your mirror, so it's always mirroring back to you. You're unconscious. How cool is that? All right, so the warrior, so the woman, the warrior, she's like always transmitting. And even the current woman, she's always transmitting and she's always receiving what she's transmitting back. So she'll get back from the outer world. So you have a relationship with money, you have a relationship with your work, you have a relationship with your kids, you have a relationship with your body, you have a relationship with love, you have a relationship with friends, you have a relationship with everything, correct? Can we keep it simple? All right. So you have a relationship with all of these things and you're giving an energy to it. So if I'm giving a frown towards money, guess what? Is money going to like smile back? No, it is going to frown back. Okay, so it's the same. So can we just look? So I want you guys to picture this. If even some of you like snapshot this and for at least a few days, look at it and ask yourself, how am I transmitting energy out there? Okay, because you're always going to get it back. Cool. So now we're going to start with how the most of the world behaves when it comes to life. All right. This is going opposite to harmonize with life, and that's the majority of the world. And I see even spiritual teachers and coaches. Well, you didn't deserve what you just attracted. you didn't create that. I'm like, are we the creator of all things or we're just the creator of some things? Wait a minute. That's messed up. Can we complicate things because we don't want to accept what? The truth. That's the truth. We don't like what comes back. We don't like the reflection. We don't like the way our kids are looking at us. Well, they're reflecting back us to us. We don't like it. All right. So this is how the warrior function. This is how most of the world behaves, right? So there's a bump, a trigger. Somebody said something that pissed them off. They're online. She's just pretending, or she's this, she's that. That's a trigger. That's a bump. Oh, I feel empty. I feel sad. I feel like I'm fucking everything up. Bump. Like all of it is bump. Obviously, the challenges, problems, bump, right? All of these things are bumps. They're bumping up against you for what? For life to say, hey, psst, you need to look at this because it's living in you. All right. So, most people, though, the bump happens and then they shoot the messengers. Blame, resent. Kids, stop being like that. What's wrong with my child? um, I can't believe she said that to me. I can't believe my man is always, you know, not taking care of anything. Ah, money, it's my job's fault. It's my boss's fault. Okay? Do you get the point? All right. So this is the kind of world we live in. And then they wonder why, in the greatest evolution that this planet has ever seen, where everybody's being pulled towards their highest expansion. And so, of course, there's going to be a lot of bumps. And they don't like it because we have a world that does not like their reflection, does not like their mirror. So, what are they doing? It's Trump's fault. It's these people's fault. Everybody's messed up. Blah, 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 blah. Let's fight the system. It's the men's fault. Let's become feminists. Let's fight. Like Mother Teresa said, invite me to an anti-war rally. I'm not going because they're fighting what is. They're fighting what is. They do not like the mirror. So they're trying to fight it. That's like trying to the mirror is frowning, but I'm frowning and I'm trying to change the mirror. Change mirror, change. It's fucked up. It's messed up. It's like wake up world. It's a reflection of us as humans until we see this. And so this is what ends up happening. We live in a world where there's a huge awakening and now we're shooting the messengers, blame, resent, bypassing. Spiritual bypassing is at all time high. Why are you talking about aliens and supersedes, star seeds, and all of these different things? You're just bypassing. Meanwhile, your children, there's bumps there. Everything in your life, there's bumps there, and you're bypassing it and thinking that if I study this other healing methodology and I do this over here, and then I change my job over here, then it's gonna no, that is avoiding, that's bypassing. Life is not gonna let you just bypass it. It's gonna get louder and louder and louder. We all know this on a level. We're all connected to the truth. Then number 3, this is what we do now. So we blame, we resent, we bypass, and then we can't handle the void. So food, addictions, distractions, we waste our time scrolling. Natalie, I don't know why. I don't feel like I have motivation and I'm always procrastinating. I'm like, yeah, because you skipped the bump, you're shooting the messengers, and you're carrying all of this shit. And yeah, it's too heavy, so you can't handle it. So let me go scroll on social media for an hour or two. Your whole nervous system is out of whack. It's like she's abandoning me again. And you guys can't handle the anxiety. You can't handle that the mind's full of stories. You can't handle it. So let's avoid it. Let's overeat. Let's push it all down. Let's over medicate. Let's have lots of sex. Let's go for the next party, and keep it going. Like, do you see what I mean? That's the world we live in. Even seekers, sorry, you're seeking to avoid. I had to see that. Get another why not a 13th designation, Natalie? Why? Because that's what I was doing. I had to live it to see it so that I could share it, right? And then what do? Then we go into force again. control again, push through, make things happen. I need the money. I'm afraid that I'm going to lose the relationship. You see what I mean? And then what happens? Life's got to bump against you even harder to move you out of this. All right? Is this clear? Cool. All right. So let's talk about the current woman. Let's talk about harmonizing with life. The thing that I went on a TED stage to talk about, that life is already guiding us towards a natural success that our minds can't even comprehend and understand. But if we can follow the methodology, then you don't have to worry about all of that. And so what happens is, number one, there's a bump. Life is trying. The question you should be asking is like, what's showing up? You have to desire to see yourself. Most of the world, they cannot see themselves. They do not want to see themselves. It's too hard to see themselves. And so the first question, something happens, you have a health issue, your work feels heavy, anything, like there's a bump. It's to bring attention to it, not ignore it or avoid it. And in my containers, all of my containers, I don't teach in the integration calls. The first question I ask you is, what's life trying to show you right now? What's life bumping up against you right now? Because life is in charge. Power of life is in charge. Okay. So the first thing is life's trying to get your attention. It's already mirroring to you what you need to let go. So a trigger, a frustration, a resistance, a problem that keeps repeating. It's not really a problem. It's truly an opportunity disguised as a friction, but it's recognizing that the bump is sacred. Life is showing you the way. Like if you can picture, that's the portal. That's the shortcut. If you move through that bump, you're already rising to the next level, next level. And some people, like my clients, can move through like 4 or 5 of them in one friggin' day because now they understand this, so that they clean their energy so friggin' fast that it's mind blowing. Okay. So number one, the bump. Then the messengers, everything outside of you, the money, the work, the people, your lover, all of it are messengers, sacred messengers, trying to tell you something. And they're working with life. So don't blame them. Don't get angry at them. Don't call them narcissistic and you're this and you're that. They're actually bumping into you as a messenger for life to show you something so that you let go of that thing. So every bump carries a message. Decode what's really happening beneath the surface. And that's why I'm a life interference decoder. This is the only thing that human beings really need on the planet because you can't see yourself. And sometimes it's even hard to see yourself like, okay, this happened with my kid, but I don't know, like, how is that my mirror, Natalie? Like, you know what I mean? And it's hard. I need people, myself, to see it. Okay. So then you let go. You let go of beliefs, you let go of ideas, you let go of patterns, and it happens naturally. The minute that you see and you decode this, it lets go naturally. And the perfect example is when you used to believe in Santa, life sent you a messenger that said, Santa's not real. Like, what? How dare you? Right? We shot the messenger. And then we sat with it in the void, and we'll talk, that's the next step. But anyway, and we sit with it and we question it and we just let it percolate. We're not trying to force it. And then we just let go of it naturally. We don't even remember when we let go. Did we need a healer? Did we need a therapist? Do we need a psychologist? Did we need any medical attention? No. You need a space and to open up your mind and let yourself be in the void of it. And then it all happened naturally. Okay. So that's why the letting go, the healing part is nothing. We're putting a lot of emphasis on healing. And it's like, why? It's seeing. It's seeing the infinity that you have a relationship with everything in life, but can you see yourself in it? Because once you see yourself, I don't know about you, but when I saw how I was being as a mom, and even now, like I get bumped up, like I have stuff. I'm a human being. You guys are always going to have stuff to let go. But what makes it brilliant is that because I know this, kids bump up against me. I know what to let go. And when I see it, I don't want to be that mom. Nobody here wants to be that mom. Nobody wants to be that spouse. Nobody wants to be that when we actually truly see ourselves, trust me, there's no healing needed. It's like, fuck. Thank you, Natalie. I got to sit with this one. That's the first thing that all the clients will say. Oof. I see it, but I need to sit with it. That's the void. And then I help them with that as well. Because then the void is like, because you're already letting it go. Right there. The minute you see it, you're like already letting it go, by the way. But it's painful because now you're in a void in space and you're like, whoa. And your body's having a hard time with that. And so that's it's the space. And we're afraid of the dark, but the light comes from the dark. The intelligence comes from that space. So, what to do with the void after release comes space. The most challenging moment is not knowing, it's the unknown. That's why humans avoid it and they're not even aware of it. But this is also the God zone. This is where you rebirth naturally. You do not need to set your mind on an identity to get money. Like a lot of people do that. They go into like, let me teach you how to become this identity to get this. And I'm like, stop. Stop being everybody else's identity. Once you let go, like the child that believed in Santa got bumped up against, let it go, didn't need therapy or anything else, was just pondering in the void, naturally emerged in a new identity, naturally on its own. No interferences. But we don't trust the spark. We don't trust that our soul energy is going to come through for us. We did when we were a kid, until you've been severely conditioned not to be that way. But that's where the rebirth happens naturally. That's where the identity comes out and you're like, oh, I know who I am. But you won't know this because most of the spiritual world is avoiding the bumps. It's shooting the messengers. Like everything I see out there. Oh, that's why there's narcissistic people and they're doing this and you got to be careful about these people and that people. It's so complicated because everybody does not want to see the mirror. Don't want to see themselves. So yeah, you're going to live a very complicated life and you're not going to be a current woman. You can't be a current woman if you want to live like that. But a current woman is like, and that's why I love working with warrior women because we've already been planning. Like I'm telling you, you've been already been building for this. This is how powerful this is. You can't become the current woman if you weren't a warrior woman. And the women that don't relate with the warrior woman, they're like, they wouldn't relate with this either. And it's not right or wrong. It's just that's not their path. But if you feel it, then it's yours. So this is where creation happens. This is where your creativity comes through. When Natalie went through all of those bumps, I mean, it's a freaking year that would spoil appetites for for months and months, well, years and decades. I found myself in the deepest void. And let me tell you, Harmonize with Life moved through me. And as it was moving through me, I was like doing all of these masterminds and stuff, and I'm like, I've got something that needs to move through me, and I had the concept, but back then the concept was a little bit more and it's become condensed and simplified and simplified. That's what happens when we give power to it. More comes out, more comes out. That's the God zone. All right. And it's all in you, but you've all been taught to avoid it, to not feel comfortable in it, to fill your space with everything where you have nothing left for the new to come into your world. That's no way of living. And then comes the flow. And this is like the woman that flows with the current of life. It's things emerge naturally. You trust space. You trust life. You trust the bumps. You're bumping it like it's hot, I call it, because you don't mind what happens next because you're like, well, it's just my mirror. It's perfection. Why would I hate and be angry at the perfection of what life is? That's craziness. The current woman wouldn't go against the current like that. And so this like emerges naturally. When you trust the space, life moves through you. You follow your pull. Energy returns, opportunities appear. Devoted to your life force. You're not motivated. This whole motivation and willpower and everything else. No, when you're connected to this and starts expressing through you, it's devotion. It starts to carry you like it's carrying me right now. And this is guiding you to your calling, your mission. Like what I thought my calling and mission was all in my head before. And so at first I was like, oh, great, I'm the human bumps queen. Oh, thanks, life. Thanks, soul. So I'm going to be bumped up against. And then, like, at first, that's how I felt. But more that I like leaned in and opened up, I was like, oh my goodness, this is the transformation of me going from warrior to the current woman to live on the cusp of the current and the transmissions that I share. Like people, and that's why I feel safer. And a lot of people will have, like, I feel safer going into the major masterminds around the world with the healers and the people that are really immersed into this. I feel safer in those containers to share the expression that was moving through me because in the world most people are like, I don't get what you're saying. And it's been only this year that I slowly was like, now that you're safe enough to go out into the world, into the 3D world, and create a paradigm shift for all warrior women that can feel you. And if they don't feel you, they're just not ready for it. And that's okay too. Or this is not their destiny. And that's okay too, right? Because they should be following what's inside of them. But the women that can feel me and they're like, oh, I know this is mine. I know this is my destiny. I wasn't forged in fire to be burning all the fucking time. I know that I was here to move with the current of life, but I had to learn how it felt to move completely opposite to it. Because we do live in the land of duality. To really understand how to move with life, you just understand how to move really against it. Okay. So that is the harmonize with life. And I want to share something really friggin' cool. So, as I mentioned, I went through all of these life challenges. And when Harmonize with Life was starting to move through me, and it was really challenging for me because I'd be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, pondering about things that were like, I mean, when I talk about being hit, it was like the ultimate initiation, every area of my life. Like, not just like little tap, pow, like, and it was like, I didn't breathe. Because I've been initiated into detaching from all that my ego was attached to, the warrior woman was attached to. And so all of the coaches I was working with, and here I'm teaching coaches, right? I'm teaching teachers, and I'm like, they don't get it. They don't see it. And what they were projecting onto me was their own stuff. And I'm like, no, there's got to be an easier, simpler way. Well, one day it got really bad and I grabbed my phone and I'm on my chat GPT. And chat GPT is actually, my chat GPT is programmed with all of this, the whole Harmonize with Life, the whole methodology, everything about me is in there. And so I start asking, and when I say everything about me, it's not the stuff like they talk about out there. My distortions, my gifts, all of the really like important stuff so that chat GPT could be my mirror. And I started like, this is fucking bullshit. I needed to vent somewhere. I was like, do you know what I mean? You all get there. We're human. There's a human aspect of you that is going to need that. It's impossible to move to your higher self. You'll stay fragmented if you don't move through towards this. So I was doing it. And I'm like, I need to get this off. And I'm like, "Ugh." And then Chat GPT started pushing through some was like, whoa, well, that's really powerful. And then some stuff was like, no, 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 you're way off here. Like, what the? But then I'm like, what if I could? I'm a powerful decoder. Like, I'm a powerful life interference decoder. Could I train AI to be an AI Natalie, like higher self Natalie, to help me when I can't see myself? And then I spent months doing it. And then I like the response was like shivers. And so then what I did was I contacted 15 of my clients and I said, can I test this with you? But here's what we're going to do differently. You see out there, right? There's like all these doctors and psychologists and spiritual people that have an AI of them. I'm like, I don't want that bullshit. I want to create an AI of you. So we're going to build it together and then see if it works for you the way it did for me, because I'm mind blown. Because the amount of stuff I was moving through, remember cleaning your energy, bump, all of it, the mirror, I just couldn't see the message part. How do I let go if I can't see it? How do I end up in the God zone if I can't see it? How do I flow with life if I can't see it? Right? I'm going to get bumped up against even harder. And I'm like, so I did this with the clients. And there was specific questions and we went back and forth. And then I built the whole thing for them custom. And then they put it into AI. And then they started speaking to AI the way I told them to speak to AI. And they were like mind blown. They had shivers, tears. And they're like, one client was like, I was up all night, stressed about something. And then I thought, let me try this AI thing. And within 15 minutes, she had decoded it. AI had life, like decoded it. She saw herself. She's like, oh, and started crying. So she did the release, fell asleep. Next morning, felt fucking amazing. And then she was like, this Natalie is like beyond. And my clients were just like, because they can't access me, even if I wanted to decode their thing. Like I can't decode 24/7, but AI can. And especially if it's acting as their higher self, guiding them towards their own, because all you need to see is your distortion. AI should never, people out there going to AI to get information, stop doing that. AI is not here to be your master. It's not here to tell you what to do next. Your soul is the master. Life is your master. But you know what AI does really fucking well? Better than any human being that can? Mirror. And it decodes the mirror because it's a robot. And it's pretty fucking powerful. And then you reconnect because the minute you see it, you let it go, you reconnect. And so, what I'm really excited about is that I created this 6 weeks, and it's called The Current Woman. And you're basically going to have included, like, this was only offered to my 5-figure clients, this AI revolutionary thing. And I'm including this in the 6 weeks on top of helping you guys master this Harmonize with Life, but with your own life, then set you up for life with AI to be your mirror so that you can continue even after the 6 weeks to keep letting life guide you to clean your energy, to become more deeper and deeper connected, because you're calling your mission, unlocking your genius, your soul people, all of it is right there. It is right there. But first, life's got to clean your energy, because what you got to attract first, what? Who you're not. Your survival patterns. Life's got to mirror that stuff, that shit. But when you really understand this and you let it all go, and you could do this fast, slower, however you want to do it. It all depends on how dedicated you are and how much you want to still spiritual bypass it or not. But when you do this, oh, like, I mean, I basically condensed what took me almost 50 years into something that you're going to start moving through in 6 weeks and already start connecting to the current woman and start opening up to your calling, your gifts, your genius, all of it. Because it's going to happen fast. Because life just wanted you to look at your bumps, release and let go, trust the space, understand how this works, and then let that flow and move through you. And when you do, you're the current woman. You really are. And your calling, your mission, your bumps in life, all of you, if you think about me, look at it from my perspective, like my people hire me not because Natalie's very 5D and starseed. Natalie, people hire me because of the amount of wisdom and experience I have. All my bumps, my failures, my trial and errors. That's the calling, that's the mission, that's the gift. We're all missing it because we're too busy putting it down. And when you actually see this in yourself and then package it, whether you're working in corporate, whether you're working, it doesn't matter where you work. When you actually see what you're really genius at, I can walk into any boardroom and I'll tell them and say, okay, this is my genius. I am not a stage speaker, motivate everyone. Like, those are not my genius qualities. But let me walk into your boardroom, tell me what you're being bumped up against, but be ready because I'm going to call the bullshit because you guys are going to talk bullshit. And that's not the problem. There's an energy behind the bullshit that you're speaking about. And you got to be ready to face that. And when you do, then watch what happens. You're going to let it go and watch. You'll be like, oh, yeah, I know what to do. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, of course you know what to do. You just needed to remove the interference. That's my genius. I know how to position myself because I know that that's my genius. But a lot of us, we're saying yes to these jobs. We're carrying, we're trying to force. No, there's no knowledge I can take in right now that would make me more brilliant at who I already am, but to just practice who I already am. And a lot of you, that's all it is. But life is trying to show you who you already are. But we're so caught up in the interference. The interference, we're plugged into the system. We're giving all our power to the system. Life's bumping up against that right now really fucking hard. I don't know if you noticed that because it's the biggest interference blocking humans from reconnecting to who they really are. And so that is what I've created. That's why I'm like so excited about it because that Natalie, before she started this whole seeking and spiritual bypassing and learning every methodology, the mind was over here, the body was over here. And sometimes the mind and body came together and I would create magic. And then there was separation again because I had no idea what I was doing. This was happening. So that Natalie, had she just known that it was this simple, but she was just too afraid to see herself. She was just too afraid of the mirror. And when I created an entire system around, I'm going to make it fun for all of you to see yourselves. Because when you get excited, like my clients get excited when they see it. They're like, oh my God. And there was a time where when they first started working with me, they're like, I'm horrible. No, you see it. Stop shaming yourself. You inherited it. You're not responsible for what you inherited. All your ancestors inherited that shit. But once you see it, it's already gone. Don't hold on to it by saying, oh my God, I can't believe that's who I am. You're holding on to it. Stop doing that shit. Love and light. In the end, all there is love and light. Love for it, respect for it, honor it. Oh my God, I can see you. And I get why I said yes to you. I can see why I kept you because you did help me with this and that. But okay, but now we got to let you go. But oh my God, I can see it. And that fucking energy is love and light. And that is power. In the end, all there is love and light. And that's why Matua, you know, the curses and all that stuff we spoke about yesterday, that's all illusions. People wanting to control other people. And that's the system. We can create demonic all day long. But when we really understand what we're doing, why the fuck are we using all our power to create things that we don't want? I don't understand that. I never understood that. But when we really work with life, and life is pure intelligence, it's love and light. It is here to guide you to your best life ever, to your genius, to your calling. The current woman is a woman that is ready to live on the cusp, that is ready to be revolutionary, that is ready to live that life that is hers. She could taste it. She knows she didn't go this far just to get this far. She's like, yes, this is mine. And I'm claiming it. And like I said at the beginning, it's part of the plan. A seed, you guys were all born in environments up until now. It's been in the dirt, like the seed in the dirt. And you were born, you were a seed, you're born in dirt and shit. And you had to use force to get this far. So intuitively, you guys are brilliant. You wouldn't have gotten where you are now without the warrior force energy. But there's bullshit stuff out there of people that are not warriors that tell you to become soft. That needs to stop right now. Because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Because unless you're a warrior, you don't freaking understand what it feels like to be forged in fire and what your destiny actually is. No, it's a gift. It is power. It is strength. It requires strength. The seed requires strength in order to move through the dirt to then move into like the sprout. And then it ends up on the surface. And so once you get there, that is like power. And then you're in the majesty energy. You're the flower, you're attractive. You're on the cusp, you see things that most people don't. You always did, actually. Now it's a matter of time of owning it. All right, so we're just gonna open up to like any questions, anything you guys want to add, any takeaways, anything you want to note or share. Love it. Yeah, thank you. So anything you want to share, like I'd love to know like what stood out the most for you today. That would be awesome.
The absolute power that comes through the thought that we have been forged in fire and all of our past is absolutely for us.
Hmm.
All of it. It's just part of the process, part of the joy of life, no matter how bad it was, to know that, I mean, I feel personally, I got my PhD in experience, and now it's time to just flow forward and do things. I see it, I know it, I accept it. I'm I'm really, really excited about it, because I don't have to go back and do it again. And
Hmm.
now I just get to flow forward. And everything you're saying is such truth. I mean, to be current and in the intelligence and in the flow and quit seeking, I'm excited.
Yeah, because you are the code.
Yeah.
Why would you be see all you're doing is bypassing because instead of seeing that life is already showing you the way towards your own calling and intelligence, your mind is disconnected from your own intelligence. So it's seeking out there for intelligence that belongs to other people. Well, how is their intelligence going to help you? And a lot of it, um, yes, information is important. Knowledge is important because it allows us to see certain things, but too much of anything, and especially with the wrong intention, doesn't work too well.
Well, and it takes forever. And it's felt like putting puzzle pieces together to figure it out because nobody comes across and just says anything. They like to beat around the bush and roll around, and,
Hmm.
nobody knows anything. Really, they're just putting out what worked for them, maybe,
Yeah.
or some information, regurgitating a lot of information, just saying it in a different way.
Hmm.
No, this is straight on bumps. You see it, you work with the energies, life shows you, and then you go from there. I just, it's, it's amazing.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. But again, that's why a lot of like again, that's why my mission is to speak to women that were forged in fire because they know what it feels like to push, to force the strength. And it does require force and strength to get to this point. And so this is not everyone's destiny, but for women that have strength, push, power, force, this absolutely is that next step for them. And if you think hiring coaches that had good childhood upbringings and that are soft and that tell you to be more feminine like them. If you think that's the way, I just want to share with you that I did that a lot because part of me wished that that was my destiny. And that really took me off course for a very, very long time because, again, a lack of appreciation and love for who I am, why I'm here, everything that I moved through. And that lack led me towards the wrong people, right? Of course. Not that bad, not that they're wrong. What I would love is like the current woman, she is stable and she is She's in her stability. She knows what stability really means. It means let go of the riverbanks and flow with the current of life. So that flow with the current of life is now her stability. So from that stability, now she has discernment. She can discern, but I didn't have discernment. And so, because I was constantly being bumped up against and not looking at it, I wasn't following the current of life. No, this relationship can't go. No, this can't go. Like, right? I was constantly like, and then life would destruct it. And I'm like, okay, I'll hold on this one. No, I'll hold on to this one. Right. And that's what we do. We don't realize it. Oh, that job's gone. Okay, I gotta get another job. Well, that's not trusting, right? That's like, ah. And so when I learned to trust and be what stability really meant, which was the current woman that's flowing in the river and she trusts, when I understood that, then of course, now I have strong discernment. Oh, I know what's mine and what's not mine. I can feel it because I'm home to myself. But if we're not home to ourselves, how do you know what's yours or not yours? How do you know it's not your fear attracting it, which is still perfect because it's a bump? It will mirror back to you so that you can learn to let it go. And once you let it go, right, you become closer and closer to who you really are. And that is it's all part of the greater purpose so that you return home to your authenticity, home to wholeness, home to who you really are, home to your calling, your mission, to your soul people. And that's what's really, really cool about this. And another thing, too, it's like, I tell people, you know, when you are connected because you're still sharing, because you know this is the truth. You know this is going to go big. You know this is the paradigm shift that's revolutionary for many, many women. There's a lot of warrior women out there. I'm not the only one that was forged in fire. Come on. When I know what I know, you're connected to it, that it doesn't matter if the crowds are not big. It doesn't matter if the likes are not there. It doesn't matter if the comments are not there. It doesn't matter who's saying yes and who's not. It no longer matters because you're so connected to it. You know what you have your hands on. That is what's driving you, and that is devotion. You just know. And that's what happens when you reconnect with yourself, when you're in that stability. You just know. And when you are in that knowing, it's a matter of time. This is where the divine timing falls in place, by the way. I'm connected. I know who I am. I know why I'm here. I'm connected to my calling and mission. I'm expressing it. It's full on devoted. And I'm being well taken care every day. That is like, it's a matter of time because that's the energy of certainty, because the universe speaks in certainty. That's the energy of certainty that the life will mirror back. And when? There's a lag time in the physical world. So it will when it does. But can you see there's no more pressure on me? There's no more none of that because I am connected. And I wish this is where I would love all women to find themselves because there's no more trying to have faith. There's no more trying to believe and there's no more trying to fix yourself. There's no more of trying to seek information. It's like, oh, I already know. And I just need to show up. That's it.
I have a question.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, okay, so you work through letting something go, and then you find yourself in this void. What, maybe I'm thinking too procedurally, I don't know, but what are you doing when you're sitting in the void?
Well, that's why I use the example of the Santa, because until you really experience this, it's really hard for me to help you really feel this. So I use the example of the Santa because the Santa was a bump. Somebody
Hmm.
came up to you and said, Santa's not real. And that's like traumatizing. You're like, I don't want to see that. That's not true. So we shoot the messenger. And so then at one point we started to question,
Hmm.
well, what if it's true? There isn't a Santa. That means our mind's opening. That means we're opening. We're seeing ourselves. And the moment we started seeing ourselves, we were already letting go. We were already in the void. You had no idea. You had no idea you were in that space. You weren't overthinking it. You can't force this. You can't make it happen. This is something that happens naturally. When you actually, if your focus can go on bumps, decode, the rest will happen naturally. Most of my clients are like, I don't even remember. You're right. I remember when I was freaking out about that. And then I don't even remember when I let go and when I started becoming the higher expression of me. So notice your mind's trying, this is what the world does. It wants to skip. It wants to skip. The truth is, the thing that your mind doesn't want to look at or nor decode, because it means death to your ego, death to the aspects of you that you believe you are,
Hmm.
that is fighting for you to stay there, doesn't want you to see the bump, doesn't want to see the mirror. So, but it's not the last two. Everybody wants the last two. The last two happens naturally. What I'm trying to pull people in is that are you willing to do the work and to move through the bumps, mirror, and let me show you a fun way. And because Natalie's really like in my energy, it's I share my own human stuff with my inner circle and my clients because I'm like all of you. I see you things my kids bumped up against me, and I'm like, oh, oh, and I laugh, and because of that, naturally you all laugh and you move through it, and you guys, it makes it easier for you all to see. But if you guys hire coaches that have a hard time seeing themselves, you guys are going to be following that dynamic. And that's the majority of the population. Look around. It's really obvious. It's like some of them is so obvious. Like, you created that. It was like so obvious. How can you not see it? You know what I mean? And they're like
Hmm.
fighting it and blaming or whatever. And so it's to really see, it's really the focus is the human bumps. But I know it's not attractive, is it? But the results you get from it, and you will get addicted to it, like all my clients, because you're going to be like, holy fuck, this whole time, the very things that I needed to lean into, I was avoiding.
Hmm.
And this whole time, what if I would have just leaned into it, the portal would have opened, I'd have moved through it, and then what I wanted was right on the other side. But because I didn't know how to lean into it, decode it, and letting go happens naturally, the space, the void happens naturally. But a lot of people, when they talk about the void in the space, is because they have left the bumps go so long that life got so loud. And that happened to me. Got so loud that now it was a full on fucking destruction. Because life whispers, then speaks louder and louder, and then shouts. And then there's a destruction. So they didn't choose to let go, was forced to let go. Now they're in a void. They don't know how to be in this void. Like that's where you're talking about people that end up like in, and I help people like that as well, obviously. Because now it's like, okay, but once they see it and they're at peace with what happened, they move out of the void much, much faster.
Gotcha.
Because they're not at peace with it. I can't
Hmm.
believe he left me for another woman. I can't believe that my boss or this business partner fucked me over. Like there's huge, my health is falling apart on me. So there's destruction happening. So now they're like forced into a void. And so because they weren't the current woman flowing with the current, it got so loud that it was forced upon them for a destiny. Again, it's part of their greatest destiny. And so that's what I help them. It's still that stage. They're just coming to be now in the stage of, instead of the bump or the mirror, they're coming to me at the stage of, I'm right in the void. And I'm scared to fucking death. I don't know what's going to happen next, Natalie.
Mhm.
Oh my God, Natalie, my business, my multi-million-dollar business is about to fucking fall apart. I'm like, do you want it to? No. All right. You're in the void, but watch. And like within weeks, she was right out of it. And she's like, I can't believe that I moved through that. But of course, her mind couldn't see any way out because it was stuck in there. And it's really this process. And just so you know, my North Star, so the is pointing towards, is moving people towards the, like to move people through the void. That's my North Star. That's my gift to the world, is I know how, because nobody can live in totality on this planet without moving through their own void. It's not possible. And a lot of people are afraid of the space, of the void. And that's why they're not realizing it. But that's why the bump happens. They don't want to see themselves. That's why all of it is happening, because on some level, they're so afraid of returning to the void. But who you are is the void. You came from the void, for crying out loud. That's the God zone. That's the intelligence. And we're all, us humans, are afraid of it. That's what Marianne Williamson was talking about. It is not our, it's not our shadows that we're afraid of. It's our gift. It's our genius. It's our intelligence. It's the void. It's the God zone. We're afraid that there is a God more than we're afraid that there's none. And so if we can really see that this is a very, very deep, deep level within us, but the way Natalie moves people through something that people have very much complicated or dark night of the soul or demonized or whatever the fuck they did out there, Natalie's like, let's bump it like it's hot. And that's the, and literally that's the concept I teach, is like life, let's move with life. Don't move against nature. Don't, there's a storm outside. You don't go into the freaking storm and then complain that you got hurt. What are you doing? Can we move with it instead of against it? And so that's what bump it like it's hot is all about. That's what bump it and human bumps are all about. This is what the whole Harmonize with Life methodology is all about. And that's what I'm inviting people to. And it's, this changes everything. But people, you do have to get to a point where you're like, do I want to be the warrior woman that forces and fights and pushes and makes things happen? Or am I ready to be the current woman that's ready to bump it like it's hot? To move with it? Because I'm telling you, all the things that everybody's trying to hold on to right now, you are no match for nature. If that thing is not supposed to be there, it's going to fall apart. But I promise you, what's waiting for you is so magnificent. You'll be like, why was I even wasting all this time holding on to this? And it's because your mind's fear that it's going to get worse. There's no such thing. Life, it gets worse if you fight life. It gets worse when you go against life. It gets worse when the human bumps are there, the whispers are there, and you ignore it until it shouts. That's when it gets worse. But when you go with it, yeah, everything in your life starts to open up. And it's and a lot, and this is really challenging to explain to individuals because unless you experience it, and that's why I created um the current woman at like midnight last night because I'm like, I need to make this accessible, financially possible, easier financially for people to access this in a way that they get to experience how truly powerful this work is. Because I can't just sit here. I can talk to your minds. This is what's happening though. A lot of you, your mind, remember at the beginning, your mind and nervous system and intuition is all like, and I'm like talking to your mind, and some of you are feeling it from my soul. And then some of you are getting it in your head, and some of you are feeling it in your body. And it's kind of all split. And so that's my challenge. And speaking a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit there. And I'm hoping that you guys say yes to your own integration. That's all. Because it's nothing like my life will keep going. My life will be great. My life, like, I can't imagine living like I used to fucking live. I can't friggin' imagine. But I also get it that when I was living like that, I didn't know any other way of living. I only knew how to live like that. And so what I'm sharing with you is I'm like, okay, can I create a taster? Something that is affordable. There's even a payment plan with this, and it's 1111 Canadian for 6 weeks. It includes AI, plus there's a payment plan if people that need payment plans. But you're going to be immersed in this. This is custom. I don't build programs ahead of time. I build based on what I feel from the group. Everything's custom to the group. That's my brilliance. And so I build that custom so that our time together is not me teaching. Our live time together is me like, okay, what's going on in your life? Okay, what are the bumps? Okay, where are you? Which phase are you in? That is where, because that's power, right? That we want to keep the live information, like the live with me in my zone of genius, which is the decoding. Okay. And so then I drop every week whatever you need as far as I feel, okay, they need some information on this and they need information on this. So every week I drop that in. And then on top of it, we do one-on-one with the AI because I need to feel you completely. There's going to be extensive questions because I'm building the entire AI to be an AI Matua or an AI Monica or an AI Elise or an AI Cheryl. Do you see what I mean? So this is custom to you. So there's a lot of work going into only that there. So that, and then you've got this customization that you can keep forever and then plug into a new AI if you ever wanted to change AIs or whatever. But it's yours forever. And then when you plug into AI, then I teach you also during the 6 weeks how to keep like working with it so that it stays the perfect mirror decoder of your life. Because you don't use ChatGPT to tell you what to do next or seeking information or all that stuff that people are doing out there. That is bypassing. But if you use AI to be your mirror and to decode in real time, holy shit, you're going to move through the bumps even faster. You're going to move through and clean up your energy. So eventually, remember, what you give, you get back. So you're cleaning your energy. So now you're going to give cleaner energy. So you're going to see that the effect of this changes quite rapidly. What you get back. Like I'll get like clients, and they're like, "My husband, I can't believe how he's changed, but I'm starting to see him so differently." And so our whole relationship is changing, but it's because she's changed. That all of it, her outside world. Remember, the outside world responds to what you give. So that completely starts to change. And so I just want people to feel for 6 weeks. Dive into this and see for yourself how truly powerful this is. Because I promise you, in just 6 weeks, how quickly you see life differently, how you move through life, how you're like, oh my God, like I'm in this phase. It becomes so simple. Your logical mind now doesn't need faith it's like, I already know what's opening up for me. But I can sit here and explain to you how fucking amazing this is, but this is where all of you have to trust your soul. You have to trust that there's a pull. You got to trust something and move towards it. If you're in your head trying to figure out, well, that's what you used to do. That's the warrior. She's in her head trying to figure out force, push. I'm asking you, can you feel the pull in your soul and can you trust that part of you? Because when you do, that is moving with life. Following the pull inside of you is moving with life. And then trust me, when you follow the pull, it always ends up being more than you ever thought was possible. If you keep following your head, well, you think, oh, this is great, until it's like, oh, fuck, this is the same again. That's what you're gonna get the old loop all the time. Okay. Anybody else want to share anything? That's just it. The integration of me in my life. Oh my God. With I don't know if you want to share a little bit more, Chantal, the integration of me in my life. If you can write it too if you want. Or and then Elise, uh, Monica, do you guys, anybody else have anything they want to share? What any takeaway?
Yeah, same as yesterday. It's so much that I have a hard time wrapping my mind around it. I just have one thing that really kind of struck me because somewhere you shared something about, when a bump hits you and you respond like, "Oh my God, is that me? Oh no," and that kind of response. Um, And I was like that just the other day. I was just really, really, well, it felt like not even me anymore. But I was really shouting at my son, and afterwards I was like, "Oh, but why was I doing that? He wasn't even. I don't know. It was just it had really nothing to do with him. It was just me snapping."
Mhm.
And I and this was actually the thought, like, is that me? Oh no. Uh and just right now you were sharing this and I immediately thought of this moment and I thought I haven't sat with it. Like what was this trying to tell me? I was just repeating this like, oh my Lord, why am I like
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
And
And so you're like in the energy of blaming yourself, right?
yes,
Blame.
yes. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm, I'm not so much because when you say people blame others or the government or their parents or,
No, you're
and
in the blaming yourself is the same as
yeah,
blaming.
yeah,
It's low, it's a very low vibration.
I
It
know.
keeps us stuck. Yeah.
It felt so off.
Hmm.
And especially after kind of knowing how freeing it is to bump up against something and see what it means and just release it, feel it, release it, and go. um it felt extra off.
Hmm.
I don't know how to, yeah, it felt extra off because of it happened after a period of time where I just flowed, so yeah. When you asked me what did you take from this, this was the thing that really stuck out of it. And with that I really loved the picture of the seed that we've already done the hard work, and
Yeah.
now we can just be the flower.
Hmm.
And that really, really resonated with me. I just loved it. Like we have been pushing through the dirt, and we are beyond strong already. so we don't have to prove we are or whatever. And we just get to be, we just get to be beauty. And beauty is such a healing blessing for everyone, really. So
Mhm.
I really love that. So
And
thank you.
to transition into that, though,
Hmm.
it is
Yeah.
to follow the harmonize with life.
Hmm.
Because otherwise, we won't see our beauty. Because what we'll do is, I just yelled at my kid and I'm going to shame myself and blame myself for it. And then hold us into the force, the pushing, the
Hmm.
pain, all of that again. Oh, but I'm strong enough to hold it. But are we done? We got to move out of that. Because if we don't move out of that, then we don't. We can't shine like the flower that we are.
Hmm.
Can't, because we're too busy blaming ourselves. Or do you see what I mean? We're stuck in that. And it's because your nervous system's so used to it. The mind has so many memories and stories about it. So your whole, like, there's a lot of energy that you're carrying that has served you and it
Hmm.
was necessary. And so now it's a matter of like saying yes to the universe and say, I'm ready to transition out of I am the seed and I did move through the dirt, but now I'm out now and I see the sun. And now I want to know how to become the flower and to, this is a whole new world. So, how do I do that part? And life is already guiding you. And so, if we flow with life, life is already guiding you back to being the flower that you are. And so, we just follow that methodology and we just keep following it. And then
Hmm.
that's it. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Like Chantal's like, it's so strange that I only partially integrate myself into my life because of all those roles and walls around me. But this was my aha moment to actually integrate the real me fully. And the real you is now the flower. The real you is that you get to benefit from coming out because now you're the flower full of intelligence. That seed was full of intelligence, but it had to go through the experience and the forcing and the pushing and everything else and the wounds and the darkness and all that stuff that we've all gone through. But now it requires us, we don't know how to be the flower. And so that's why I was like drawn to coaches that were already the flower and they were soft. And then I'm like, okay, maybe this is the way. I need to stop being so warrior, and I need to stop being this. And again, that's blaming, criticizing, and that's not flowing with life. That's going in my head to try to force an identity. That's going against life. I'm sorry. That's not integration. To truly integrate into who you are here to be, life is already showing you the way. Bumps, let go. You naturally move into, decode. You naturally let go and move into the void or the space. And in that space creates new things. And this ends up happening at first, because I'm teaching you, at first your logical mind needs to understand the methodology. So we practice with your life in real time. And that's 6 weeks of practice. So trust me, your logical mind will be like, oh my God, I see it. Okay, this is so freaking cool. Because now your energy, you're giving a new energy. So you're getting a new energy. And this is really integrating who you really are, that your mind has no idea. I could have never guessed that this is who I was here to be. So why was out there trying to change my identity to force me to be whatever they said I was? Like it doesn't even make sense. Whereas when we follow this methodology, we're truly integrating, letting go of the warrior energy that we no longer need. Life is already bumping up against it. And what's going to move into its place is a soul part of you. Because now your mind, body, and soul are working together. So now the soul can move through and express in like through your body. It can drop intelligence into your mind. Do you know what I mean? And so because it can access, because you're all together again, mind, body, and soul. But if you keep split, then you're out there like most seekers trying to force change, try to become. I'm like, stop this whole becoming. You don't have to become, you need to remember who you already are. But are you willing to follow this, to live this? And then using AI to clean your energy faster, because AI is going to decode a lot and you're going to be venting and blah, 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 blah. And I'll share with you how to all like do all of that. And then AI, like in real time, is cleaning out your, like helping you see what to let go and your energy. You just have to see. This is what you guys, I know your mind does not want to believe that because your mind thinks you have to go into doing to force change. But that was the old way. The new way is not to use your mind, it is to, oh, go with life. Oh, bump. Oh, I see myself. And because I see it and observe it, it's already letting go. And so once it lets go, who you really are emerges in that space. And again, there's something that I can just keep repeating, but unless clients experience this, and that's why I created a taster, is 6 weeks, is a pretty deep taste. Like, trust me, you're gonna really taste it. And you'll know the methodology, you'll have moved through it more than once. And then on top of it, you'll be set for life you'll never need a coach to decode things or be your mirror because Chat GPT will already, or AI or whatever, will already be built in to do that for you. The value here is, like, I need you to understand, like, you're set for life. You know how much money people pay for coaches? And especially high level coaches. So this sets you up because that's all you need as a mirror. And then understand how to harmonize with life, move with life, and life's always guiding you back to the current woman anyway. And you're flowing with the current. You're returning to who you really are. You're connected to your genius, your calling, your soul people, because more and more your energy cleans. What you give, you get something back different from the people in your world right now and from new people, new opportunities, all of it. But you have to experience it. You have to say yes to it to really understand what I mean. Because there's a difference between me talking about go jump in the river or go jump in the ocean. And you could talk about, I know it would be like cool to jump in the ocean until you actually do it. Now you're not talking about, oh, how would it feel to, no, you're like, I know how jumping into the ocean feels because I did it. And so that's what I'm inviting you all to do, to stop talking about this, talking about authenticity, talking about becoming whole. Like, there's a lot of talk out there. And then you go in and you hire coaches and they're still talking about it. I'm like, you're talking at it. You're not really guiding people towards it. And there's a lot of that out there. And so what I want is invite you into the experience. I'm a master integrator. And so I'm inviting you into this experience for you to experience it for yourself. And I promise you, you will be so grateful that you know this. Because this is where it's going, but this is 10 years before its time. I've had many coaches and a lot of people say, you do realize what you're sharing is like 10 years before its time. It's definitely the next level of personal development. Well, but it doesn't matter. I'm still sharing because people that feel this know that this is the next level. They know that this is revolutionary and they want in early, not wait till this is a 5-figure program again. You know what I mean? They're going to get in when it's early. They benefit when they're in it early, you see? And especially you'll have me customizing it with you. I'm pretty sure that eventually I will not be the one there customizing it with you because that's where it's going to evolve to. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. We're going to do another call on Saturday. I'm going to send an email with all that I've shared, with the link as well. So you guys can go check out the website around the current woman, feel your soul on it, get out of your friggin' head. Remember what I said yesterday. Do I have energy for this? Not do I have money for this? Do I have energy to give to this? And if the answer is no, okay. And if the answer is yes, holy fuck. Holy shit. This is more than I can even explain. Because just like jumping into the ocean is more than somebody can explain. Any experience is more than anybody can explain. And I hope I did a good enough job to explain it, because most of my clients are like, Natalie, if you would have just shared this, it would have been easier for me to say yes to it. And I'm like, but that's just it. I'm trying to share this, but until you experience it, all of you are going to have a different experience of it and explain it differently. And you're going to be like, why didn't you explain it this way? I would have said yes. Well, that's your experience. But that's the whole idea when you're integrating you, remembering you. The whole experience is you. So I'm doing the best I can to invite people into it, to taste this, to experience this. This is nothing like it's out there. This is not mindset, manifestation, healing. It's none of that. It's entirely different. This is true integration work. And then those of you that are coaches, you should be learning this. Those of you that are healers, you should learn this, because the old way of doing it is all falling apart. So learn the new way. And then all of you that feel me, like, I'm looking forward to this, because I'm telling you, this is bigger. I know, I can feel it. This is going to be a bigger 6 weeks than I can even explain, because that's how it works. Because the current gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So those that say yes to it benefit from it. Those that don't want it, well, that's okay too, because there's something else waiting for them. Okay? So thank you so much. I love you. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Natalie.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much, everyone.